Namaste, my brothers and sisters. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Your Pleasure Incorporated into Daily Living. Today, I want to talk about incorporating and practicing fitness in this convenience culture. When was the last time that you took a walk to get something done? I mean, other than, say, an occasional stroll in the forest, when was the last time you actually used your body to get something done, like take a walk? I mean, a lot of people, if they have to go get a lottery ticket and the store is a half a mile away, they hop in their car and they go get it. Or if they want food, instead of making the food or any of that, they have it delivered. So the human body is not being used very much these days. And that's kind of to our detriment. I mean, convenience in this society is really undermining our health, because if you don't use your body regularly, then the muscles start to atrophy. And as soon as that starts to happen, a cascade of hormones is being sent throughout your body, and the cortisol levels go up, the stress hormone levels go up, the blood is not being cleared out as quickly. Everything goes awry, and it happens over time. That's very, very true. But we all start off in optimal health, well, for the most part, and we hit our peak around 26 years old. Now, if you've incorporated fitness into your life and you walk and you run and you lift heavy on a regular basis, then you are reminding your body that you needed to be able to walk, to run, and to lift heavy when necessary. But if you have not incorporated those practices into your life up until that point, you sort of peak at that point, and then in a very slow and imperceptible way, unless there's illness or tragedy, and then you can go downhill very quickly, the decline starts. So if you haven't worked out, say, until age 25 or 26, it doesn't seem to matter that much. But if you have not incorporated fitness by the time you're 35, it really does start to show up just in your aerobic capacity, just right there. Now, I'm not saying that everybody needs to go to the gym, because the world is your gym. If you want to run out there, if you want to walk out there, if you want to climb a mountain, if you want to ride your bike, the world is there for you to do it. But what's missing is the practice and the consistency. Okay? So the gym is a place to go for consistency. Sometimes the weather might knock you up and say, oh, I can't do anything today. And then you have enough days of not doing anything. And then the next thing you know, that's your habit, not doing anything. And all of your choices from the very beginning of your life are a combination on where you end up. People don't just get sick overnight. They get sick because they're ignoring what the body needs for balance. Now, we don't all need the same thing, really don't. According to Ayurveda, there's 3 different basic body types. There's the Vata, which are the thin people. You can see their veins in their arms. They gain weight very slowly, if at all. They have very fast metabolism. Then there's the Pitta. That's a medium-sized person. They gain muscle very easily if they put the effort into it. And then there's the Kapha person, who is a little on the heavier side, and they gain weight very, very easily. The funny thing about these 3 body types is the choices that they make for their fitness. And it's not always the best choice for balance. So take a Vata body type. They like to run. And why? Because running comes easiest to them. They have, long muscles, and they're good on the long distance. They don't have a whole lot of extra weight to carry around with them. So they like running. Is running helping to build muscle in their body? No. And do they need muscle in their body? Yes. So what do they need? They need weight training and they need stretching, because of all three body types, they tend to be driest. They have the driest joints. Again, your body is going to tell you what it is that it needs, not just what you like, not just what comes easiest, but what it absolutely needs. And then there's the second body type. It's Pitta. Pittas love to lift weights. And why? Because they add muscle to their body very, very quickly. Well, that's great. But if you're not flexible after you've put that muscle on, then it's very easy to fall. Okay. It's very easy to pull muscles. Everything has to have a balance to it. And when you build muscle, you actually have to stretch it out. And then another thing that pittas also need is some kind of cardio to help maintain a nice, strong heart. But what do they like to do? Mostly they like to lift weights because weights are easiest for them. Weights have the most satisfying feeling for them. And then the third body type is the Kapha. They are rounder people. They tend to gain weight evenly. When I say rounder, I mean facially rounder, just the whole body tends to be round. I'm not insulting them. They could be big round, they could be little round, but they're curvaceous, we'll put it that way. Marilyn Monroe was a Kapha body type, okay? So they don't like to run and they don't like to lift weights, but what they love to do is they love to stretch. So they will do all kinds of yoga classes, which is great because that comes easiest to them. Is that what they need to offset the fact that they have a very slow metabolism? No, they need to pick it up and do some kind of cardio. So in this world, there are opportunities to work your body in ways that it needs to be worked. And if you ignore this as the prime directive for your good health, it all comes back to you. Now, you can give up your autonomy and you can give up your abilities, and you can kind of just give in to the natural aging process, which is you rest, you rust. That's the bottom line. And if you do that, there are lots and lots of institutions, medical institution, pharmaceutical institution, all kinds of people waiting to help you fix your problems, but they're not really going to fix your problems. It's better to prevent the problems by taking note that that's the only body that you have. Figure out what your body needs, not just what you want to give it, and balance out your life with the proper kind of fitness. So in life, where you can walk, walk. And where you can lift, lift. And if you don't do any of these things on a regular basis for balancing out your muscles, I strongly recommend that you find yourself a personal trainer who can show you how to balance out your muscles. It is such a wonderful healing and preventative practice for problems if you have someone who can guide you. Then there's no reason to allow your body to fall in disrepair. It's really the biggest crime, the biggest sin is to allow yourself to take advantage of yourself, to neglect yourself for anything else, because one way or the other, you're going to pay. And that's not a threat. That's just deterioration happens if maintenance does not take place. So whatever your maintenance needs to be, it needs to take place 3 times a week, okay? Whether it's stretching 3 times a week or running 3 times a week or lifting 3 times a week. Or if you actually want to see improvement, not just maintain the status quo, but actually improvement, then 4 and 5 times a week. Fitness is something that we bring into our life because we have self-respect, because we want our golden years to actually be golden. We don't want to have a myriad of problems because we've neglected our health and neglected our abilities to get up and to get things done for convenience sake. I mean, take the damn steps. Take the steps. I don't care if it's 2 flights. Oh my God. Take the steps every chance you get. Park your car away from the stores that you're going to. Ride a bicycle whenever you can. Walk as much as you possibly can. It drives me crazy when people think that walking alone is enough for fitness. It's not. It really has nothing to do with developing muscles in your upper body. It really has nothing to do with balancing out your muscles. You might be walking incorrectly. So if you're walking incorrectly, that's how you're developing your muscles. Plus, not for nothing, but if you're really going to use walking for exercise, you got to get in at least 10,000 steps a day. In today's culture of sitting, watching TV, sitting in the car, sitting at your desk, sitting for reading, sitting for so much for video games, you're not getting your 10,000 steps. You can't use that as that's what I do for exercise. You don't get enough. And like I said, it doesn't really matter up until age 26, 27. But if you have not gotten into the habit of taking care of yourself in a regular way and incorporating some kind of fitness against the barrage of convenience that is killing us, the pharmaceutical industry is waiting for you. The medical industry is waiting for you. And they might have their replacement and they might have their pills, but they will never have as good as the real deal, which is what you are. You're the real deal who actually constantly is rebuilding yourself. And you're rebuilding yourself with the nourishment that you get, with the sleep that you get, with the water that you get, and with the exercise that you get, with the fitness that you incorporate into your body. People are good with the food. They'll eat from here to tomorrow and say, I eat really well. But you don't move your body. And if you don't move your body, and if you don't tax it, stress it, make it work, it will fall apart. It will decondition. So in this world of convenience, I strongly recommend to you that you take into account the fact that your body needs to be stressed in a regular kind of way, whether it's running, stretching, or lifting, or a combination of all three, focusing on the thing that you need the most, not the thing that you like the most, because if you like it a lot, that's probably because it comes easy. So the thing that you don't like, okay? And learning about your body so that you can find balance in the way you walk, in the way you sit, in the way you are in this world, because balance is really what it's all about. I hope you enjoyed this a little bit of a talk about practicing fitness in this convenience culture. Next week, we'll have another lively conversation. Please join me every week. And if you find that any of this was beneficial to you, please share and like this page, Your Pleasure Incorporated, with any friends and family that you think would benefit from it. Thanks so much for joining me. Namaste, everybody. Do your Kegel exercises, whether you're 20 or whether you're 120. Do your Kegel exercises every day and take care of yourselves. Namaste, everybody.